All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. Now, I have a jam-packed day, and I'm going to jam this video inside my day so that I don't miss out on telling you guys about the insane statements that both Derek Brunson and Israel Adesanya have made going into UFC 271. Now, fair warning, right? One of them has made a much crazier and stupider statement than the other, but the other one, who said the less crazy one, is a bigger draw. You know, like if you want to do a video and you really want to talk about a certain thing, but you're like, I'm not sure if anyone will click on this. It's like, well, this guy kind of did the same thing, so jam him into the video. So Israel is the one that obviously I'm jamming into the video because what he said has to do with the Kamaru Usman fight, Ali Abdelaziz, etc. So I'm going to comment on that. And then I'm going to talk about Derek Brunson, who apparently, I mean, for how good of a fighter he is, has absolutely no idea what he's doing. Like when I say that like Derek Brunson has made one of the biggest career blunders that anyone has ever made in the history of the UFC, I don't think I'm exaggerating. Like I'm talking like absolutely like just catastrophic. He made a catastrophic mistake, okay? For his career, at least. Anyway, so if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. Now, let's talk about Israel Adesanya first. So you've got this thing going on right now, right? And I'm going to speculate on what's going on here, right? Now, I would have just made a whole video about this, but I did already, and no one really clicked on it. So, we're gonna go back over because, well, I mean, but things have developed since then. This is not the same video, but like I was hypothesizing before about why Ali Abdelaziz is trying to put a Kamaru Usman and Israel Adesanya fight together, and I was speculating on that because Ali is always pretty lockstep with his fighters. You know, like I've never seen one of his fighters say, I would never do this, and then have Ali go public and be like, I think you guys should do this. But again, who knows what conversations are happening behind closed doors. But we're talking about Kamaru Usman versus Izzy, right? Like Ali is pushing this fight. He wants to do this fight. I would imagine if they did that fight, they would do it in Africa, okay? I'm going to be honest. Someone shared with me what they thought was going on, and I was like, okay, that makes perfect sense. So if they did the fight in Africa, right, can you think of anybody who might want to be on that card? I can. His name rhymes with Mansus Bindanu, right? Like, if you have a huge event in Africa with Izzy and Kamaru on the card, wouldn't you want to headline that if you're Francis, of course? And that's a really smart play by everyone involved, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because the UFC, if they're trying to, if they've heard Francis say it's not about money, they also know they can't match a financial offer that Tyson Fury versus them, might be able to offer. It's like, well, what matters more to him? Like, what matters more than money to Francis? It's like getting to headline a show going back to Africa, that might do it, right? Like that really might do it. And so how could we make a blowout event in Africa? And it's like, we have Izzy fight Kamaru, and Ali is like, oh, guess what? You know how much money I could get for these guys? You know how much money I could get for these guys for the first Africa show if I got them to agree to fight each other? You talk with Kamaru, and it's like, I mean, I don't believe Ali would say this stuff publicly without at least, halfway discussing it with Kamaru. It's like, look, what if it was 10 mil? Maybe I do some talking and we see how Israel reacts, right? If I was going to speculate, that's probably what's going on, right? You got the UFC, they want to create an event so that Francis would be enticed to come back and fight on that card. They float an Africa card. Ali figures out that he might be able to get both fighters $10 million. So he starts trying to put it together because that's what a good manager would do. And he talks to Kamaru like, well, what about this? And then they're like, well, let's just put it out there, see how Izzy reacts. If I was going to guess, that's what I would say. Now, Izzy was just straight up threw cold water on it. He's like, I'm not doing it. I won't do it. Here's one thing that I would say, though, about this whole thing is let's say that is what's going on. Let's say the UFC is trying to entice Francis back with an Africa show, okay? So I think that trying to put an Israel Adesanya and Kamaru Usman fight together is counterproductive. If you only, I mean, not if you're Ali. Ali's doing exactly what he should do. He's trying to put a super fight together to get them both paid as much as possible. The end. But if you're the UFC, right? If you're the UFC and you're strategizing about how to get Francis back, and that's your actual goal with this, which is a huge leap. I have no idea if that's actually true. But if it were, having Kamaru fight Izzy is the wrong move. It's the wrong move. The correct move is to have both Izzy and Kamaru defending their belts independently on an Africa show, and you bring that to Francis like you'd be the headliner. You get to go home with your belt. Not just go home to visit, go home with your belt and defend your title in your hometown against John Jones. That's a tough one to turn down, dude. Like, that's a tough fight to turn down. So, yeah. I mean, look, the crazy thing that Izzy said is he said he wouldn't fight him for any amount of money. And I'm like, dude, what? Why not? Like, you guys are prize fighters. And here's the thing, right? If you're Israel Adesanya, like, are you afraid of Kamaru Usman? Because I don't think you should be. I think you're going to beat him at 185, most likely, right? And if that's your concern, is beating him, you don't want to beat your brother. Like, Kamaru, there's no harm done. He gets $10 million. He goes back. He's still the champion at 170. What happened when you lost to Jan Blachowicz? Nothing. You're still the champion at 185. You didn't lose your belt. Nothing. Like, so unless you think you're going to lose to Kamaru, why would you not fight him? So that to me is crazy. There's no, it's not about money. It's like, I mean, all right. But the only way that matters is if you think you're going to lose. Because if you beat him, he's still the champion at 170. He's no harm, no foul. Anyway, but the real reason I wanted to do this video is because I want to talk about Derek Brunson, because good God, who is his manager? You know what? I should have looked that up. I really should have looked that up, because this is such a ludicrous Derek Brunson management. Because, I mean, when we're talking like, no way. No way. No way. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. Ali is his manager. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. You know what? I think he must have done this without talking to Ali. Nobody understands this stuff as well as Ali does. I mean, no one understands it better. You know, there's lots of people who really understand the lay of the land, and certainly no one knows how to generate revenue better than Ali. Oh my God. There's no way that he was involved in this statement. There's no way. I guarantee he saw it and just went, "What, brother? What are you doing?" Because what I'm talking about is Brunson went public, okay? Went public in a press conference and said, "I'm going to fight 2 more times no matter what." He's like, "That's it. I'm going to fight this time, 1 more, and I'm retiring no matter what." What, dude? The fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Do you have no idea how this game works? You have no idea how this game works at all? I mean, again, I've seen some catastrophic fuck-ups for people's career before. Never like that. Assuming that your goal is to become champion and make money. Like, you're retiring no matter what? Okay, how about if the fight after your next fight, you stand to make millions of dollars as opposed to whatever you're getting paid now? How about that? Like, you're retiring? So right now, let's say you're going to make $300,000 for this fight. And let's say the next fight, you're going to make $300,000, or you get your challengers one. So you make whatever, $400,000. And then the fight after that, you're going to make $3 million or whatever. You're retiring no matter what? Because here's the thing. What you just did is you told the UFC you will retire regardless, so you're not getting a title shot, dude. You think the UFC is going to let you have a title shot so that you win and then you retire instantly? Like, hello, you're up against Sean Strickland. That's a legit contender right there. Even though if you smoke Cannonier and you do really good and then you call out Izzy, you would be in line to get that title shot. You're up against a guy who's marketable. Really marketable. If he would have knocked out Jack Hermanson, you might be playing for second place already. But a second that you say, I can't believe Ali's his manager, man. I guarantee Ali called him afterwards and was like, "Derek, you can't say things like that without talking to me, dude. You can't say shit like that without talking to me." Because again, the UFC is completely in charge of who gets a title shot. Derek Brunson could literally beat Cannonier the same way that Masvidal beat Ben Askren, and they won't give you a title shot now. Seriously. Even though you were in line and you won by a highlight knockout, they won't give it to you. Why would they? I wouldn't. Oh, you're going to win and retire? So you're going to take one of our most marketable champions, if not our most marketable champions, and we're going to risk you dethroning him just so you can retire? Although the best, if you win, you make our most marketable champion less marketable. That's our, so we've got, now, you've got Strickland versus Izzy, which is a really marketable fight because they both can talk shit. You've got a million angles that you can market that thing. And if Strickland wins, you've got this loudmouth lunatic, super controversial new champion, where that's potentially a good thing, who also has no intention of retiring. Or you, who's just said that, like, if you win, you're just going to retire. What? I mean, dude, what, like, I don't know. I mean, I get it, like, just because you've been fighting in the UFC for a long time doesn't necessarily mean you understand the business, but Jesus Christ, man, like, this is like understanding, like, hey, this is gravity made my phone fall down. Like, that's like 1 + 1 = 2. I don't even know, like, I don't think I can exaggerate how catastrophic a statement that was. If your goal is to get a title shot, you have no chance of getting a title shot. Fucking none. Zero. You will not get a title shot now. Will not get a title shot now unless you reverse yourself immediately. Like, or if you win, you say, you know what? Or maybe this will work. Maybe this will work. Maybe you're like, you're like, oh, well, I lost my mind there for a second. Now that I'm in here, I remembered I love this game. I love this game so much. I'm going to fight for another 100 years. I'm going to smash Izzy. I'm going to smash Strickland. I'm going to smash everybody. Then maybe. But calmly, as if you thought about it in a press conference, just dropping, I'm retiring no matter what. Dude, what? I can't believe Ali's a manager, man. I would literally bet my life that Ali did not know he was making that statement. I would bet my life on it. Because any good manager would have been like, brother, definitely do not say that. Even if it's true, don't say it. For sure, Ali would have told him that. He knows the game better than me. At least, I mean, maybe no one knows this game better than me, but certainly, there's no way. There's absolutely no way that he signed off on that statement. Man, why would he have done that? Like, in his mind, what was he thinking, do you think? Like, in his mind, what do you think he was thinking? Like, I'm seriously, like, when you're in press conferences, right? Are you there because you're on your psychiatrist couch and you just want to, so I've just been really struggling lately with what am I going to do after this whole thing, Like, I'm a fighter now, but I'm 36, Best case scenario, I probably got two more good years, maybe 1.5. And I've just been thinking to myself, what am I going to do with my life after this? What am I going to do with my life? They're all, we asked you how your training camp went. Yeah, I know. I've just been really having some existential struggles lately, just thinking about the rest of my life because I've always had such firm folk. They're all, hey, dude, this isn't a confessional. You're in a press conference. This is your moment to sell your fight and then sell why you should get a title shot, which will equate to, if you want to retire, how about you get a title shot? How about you win? And then you do another fight so that you can go out with another $1 million in the bank. I don't even know what to say about that. Anyway, that's what I got. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. Peace.